What's up, guys? Today we're going to do the unboxing video for the Rampage XTE brushless 1/5 scale monster truck by Redcat. This is the lovely box they put in. It's just a basic unmarked box, no retail packaging or anything like that. But I've been really eager to get my hands on one of these things, and you hear all the good things about them online. You see people driving them, you just get antsy. So I finally got them, and here it is. So we're going to crack it open and see what it looks like. So the LiPo and IMH warning and info. Alright, you got your body pins and your ESC programming guide and instruction manual with all your placement parts and things. Pretty basic with most Redcat vehicles. I'm sure any vehicle really, but alright, so the body is not on the vehicle and comes extra protected. Take a look at that. That's a big body. That thing's just, it's huge. Good size. That's these. They're going to be your tires. That's your remote. Alright. There she is, man. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. It's got some weight to it also. Man. This thing's built, man. This thing is definitely pretty impressive. I mean, everything's just so thick, man. It's the thickness of the servo saver arm. It's got the aluminum horn. That's pretty nice. I guess being so big, it probably would. It's got the straps so you can put the fat packs in, and if you look, it's actually got holes on the chassis that allow you to move these two motor mounts further. So I guess if you want to put some longer 3S batteries in, or maybe a 6S or something along that line. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's well thought out there. That's nice. I like how they did that. These are plastic. Shock towers are like a partial plastic and aluminum kind of combo. Shocks look like they're full aluminum. I mean, they're nice shocks for stock. I mean, definitely. Let's see, we got like a partial. It's like a partial aluminum plastic suspension hinge pins, holders. Everything looks thick. The diff cups, dog bone is solid, man. It's very well built. I mean, again, it's 1/5 scale, so I mean, you're comparing it to any smaller scale in size of parts. Obviously, it's going to make it look that much more impressive, but it is. It's an impressive vehicle to be standing in front of right now. Just to see something this big. Can't wait to get tires on it and see what it looks like. So I'm probably going to do. I got two of them here. I'm going to have one that is going to be doing that I want to show you guys and just kind of go over it and get my my first impressions on it. But I also have another one I'm going to be doing with some aluminum upgrades and things, so I can compare them side by side and see what one looks like with the aluminum upgrades and certain ones that we're going to choose to put on this or the other one, whichever, and get this thing hooked up and do some probably motor swap on that one and some other things. But this is going to be a multi-day setup, so forgive me if we cover something that was already there once or twice, but there's a lot to do with this truck, and I want to cover some things and show you guys, especially the comparisons to the others, so I don't want to miss anything. So sometimes I might duplicate myself in the process. But yeah, man, let's get this thing. Let's get some measurements on the motor and stuff first. I'm just curious as to how big that is, because I need to figure that out. Order the motor for the other one. I haven't done yet, so alright. There we go. It's about a 44 millimeter motor. I mean, I've been looking into this because we're looking for motor upgrades and things, and looks like, I mean, I guesstimate anywhere between maybe about a 48 or 49 would probably be a max motor width for this. I mean, they have a, Kershaw makes a motor mount for this, which replaces, I think, from here to here. It gives you an upper plate, and I'm pretty sure that's how it is. But what happens is, I mean, you gotta get the separate motor mount. I mean, they're really hard to get a hold of, actually. A lot of people say they're easy to talk to, but I'm still waiting for another email response. But the issue is, this truck probably could use the extra torque that those bigger, fatter cam motors come with, but I mean, it's just hard to, you know, the way they tell you to gear this thing is, it tells you that they're worried about it, you know, being too over geared. So they keep, you know, everything. In Kershaw's telling me I should take it down to an 8 to put their bigger motor in, and I really don't want to gear it like that, but I think it's a 10 stock. But I mean, again, you take it down to a 9, get a little, you know, a little more torque out of it, just to be safe. You know, this thing's, it's about the size of the Team Redcat motor with the fins. So it's I mean, it's a decent size, but for a 1/5 scale, I mean, definitely lacks. I mean, they have a 90 millimeter option. Talking to myself here. And motor's 80. It's 84 long, and a 90. I mean, it would easily fit. It's about this thickness, only it's about this long. So it's only, you know, looking at it like that, it's actually not much longer at all than this. It's already got the heat fins and all stuff on it, so probably wouldn't need this. Probably wouldn't be able to use this anyway, but it's much more higher kV. Problem is, like I say, cutting into higher kV, you're taking away a little bit of the torque, so you definitely want to gear it down probably to about an 8 if you're going to do that. But 8 with the extra kV, it, you know, might be a benefit. I mean, this thing's already going to be a beast, but just talking out loud with motor options and all, it's something we'll get into later, I guess. All right, so we're gonna cut this thing open now. God, this thing has got some weight, man. Nice aluminum chassis. I mean, very solid chassis. I don't think it's going to take a lot to damage that chassis in an accident or bang out or anything along that line. This thing's just... It's got the side guards, which I really hated about the earthquake, but on this truck, I mean, you can see it's not boxing you in like it is on the earthquake, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see if we can't take this down a little bit. It's coming with two 3900 LiPo 3S 25C rated. I mean, they're decent batteries. I mean, 3900, so they're not, you know, the lowest, but they're also not the highest either. So you probably want to get yourself some better batteries. Get a little more runtime out of them. Plus, you know, the C rating 25. You know, I like a 50 myself. Some people like a little bit higher. So, banana plugs. You know, probably have to switch mine out when we do it. I think probably go Dean's only because I'm switching out the ESC. Might even go with the XT 150s just because of the, you know, the bigger ends, and they're made for the bigger ESCs and things. I think they're rated up to 200 amp. So it would cover this and the upgrade. So, but I mean, things look good, man. Let's get these tires open and get this thing put together and see what it looks like. 10 millimeter hubs. They have a square hub. I know for the XT and the MT and the gas versions, there was a Rampage forum website that had links to get these switched out to get the 24 millimeters, so you could put some different tire options and things on it. But I mean, these tires look like they're avalanche tires, so hopefully they're a little bit bigger. But I don't know how they're going to look on this truck. I guess we'll find out here in a minute. And if they're as small as that, I mean, it's going to leave a little bit to be desired. But for as big as this truck is, I wouldn't want a similar size tire as on my 1/8. That's nice. It's like it's a nut. It's like a bolt. So, and so just wanted to bring you in a little closer real quick and give you a peek. I mean, the size on these drive shafts, man. Again, I know it's 1/5 scale, man, but it's about the same size as that actually, which is about a 6.5 millimeter drive shaft. As far as thickness goes, I mean that's impressive, as well as the arms, man. I mean all this stuff is just, again, it's impressive how thick it is. So get your power switch, receiver box, 30 should be a 30. We're going to check that actually. Should be a 30 kg servo. If some people were saying they were getting it with the 200 or the 20, but we'll make sure that's a 30. As you can see, it's not much to it, man, which is actually a good thing. And it looks very easy to access. It's kind of like what I like about the Avalanche. It looks very accessible as far as I'm going to bust an arm on this thing. I mean, it looks like it's popping a couple screws off the rear. Yep, probably drop this plate right here, and then you get to access this. You probably pull your hinge pins right out, drop the arm, take your screw off, pop your hex out here, and then your arm's off. And I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Most of them are like that anyway, but a little more difficult. That's a big diff, man. I think it's got some thickness. So yeah, I'm not hearing good things about this half plastic, half aluminum shock towers, but they do make upgrades, which we'll go over later too. So it's no big deal. Well, I mean it is, but yeah, hopefully most people upgrade their vehicles anyway and gives you something to do. It's part of the hobby, so I won't ever really have any problem with that. If something starts to bend or break, I'll go ahead and replace it. But that's what she looks like, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get these tires open. We'll see what they look like. Let's see what this thing looks like together. Alright, wow. So they are bigger. Wow, they look exactly like it. Man, they don't feel like it. That is a good feeling tire right there. I mean, it's got a really hard compound. Doesn't feel like it's going to balloon much. Let me get an Avalanche tire real quick. See if we can't compare that. What I have to compare is this one at the moment. So, I mean, as you can see, it's definitely a bigger tire. I mean, it's thicker. Yeah, again, looking at it on the picture, you really just couldn't tell. But seeing it in person, it definitely is. Which is good, because I was a little disappointed when I thought it was the same. Alright, good deal. So I'm actually excited about that now. Not that I wasn't excited already, but I mean, I was a little disappointed thinking that the tires were the same, so it gives me a little bit more to look forward to. I used to give you the upgraded instead of the same ones they give you on the 1/10. This is their upgraded standard stock charger. Never really used it. I have no feedback for you whatsoever. Although they actually do tell you, so 3,000 to 4,000, looks like 265 minutes, 200 to 265. So you're looking at roughly about 3 hours is what they're telling you it's going to take to charge these batteries each. You know, my chargers will probably do it in about an hour and a half. But, you know, I can only do one at a time. I can't dual charge my 3S right now either, so. But I do have 2 chargers, so that's a plus. What else we got? Oh, here we go. Now that, there's no way that's fitting in there. It's gotta be for something else. They give you a 17 millimeter, but there's no way that's fitting in that tire. It's odd. Oh, wait a minute. As I speak. Wow, okay, they give you some whole set of Allen keys. Some good feeling Allen keys. And there it is. That will go in there, and that will be your... Okay, so that's nice. They give you the wheel lug nut. That's awesome. At least a nice one, too, on top of that. And they went to that controller. And it's the basic controller they have, but this is like the ones they have with the Volcano and things. I haven't seen the purple ones in a while on any of the new ones. Well, I guess it's got more to do with the factory. It is an HSP factory, so I guess that's the color they're using. The HSP is the same as the Volcano, Avalanche. All 3 of them use it, and there's more than that, but that's basic control. I'm used to it. So anybody that's had a Redcat, take battery, 8 AA batteries, flip ups, dial adjustments. I mean, it's pretty standard. If you, like I said, if you have a Redcat vehicle, you know this controller. So if you haven't, I think it's like a Fly RC or Fly Sky Reman. Forgive me if I'm not getting that name right, but yeah, either way, it's still just a basic controller, nothing special. Unwrap this overly wrapped body. I guess it's so heavy and they want to make sure that if it gets flipped upside down that it doesn't do any damage to the body. There she is. Not a fan of the the height. Those posts are gonna have to come down. Definitely don't like to see all that stuff. But it's, man, it's big. Definitely big. I mean, that's all I got for the unboxing part of this. What I would like to do is get the other one out, get that thing going, and maybe start talking about some of the upgrades that I'm going to do to that one, just to show you what's out there and also available for it. And I might do something with this body real quick because it's kind of eating me out. But either way, yeah, I might get back to it tonight, might not. Either way, I'll continue the video from there. All right, I got 2 trucks here, exact same trucks. This is the one I opened the other day. This is the one I'm getting ready to do some modifications for. So in the meantime, I've played around with mine. You know, the body, I took the decal off the hood. I really didn't like the placement there. And I also didn't like the placement on the side. Just I really don't like that logo. I mean, I like the Redcat logo, don't get me wrong, but they have other ones I like better. And I have a couple sticker sheets. I'll probably pull out some, put my own on. But what also I did was I dropped that body post down, man, and that made a huge difference. I mean, give you a chance to see what I mean here. If you remember the other day, I showed you how raised up that thing was. I have it pretty much as low as I'm going to want to take it, but I got it right to the top of that now. So it gives a tougher look. I mean, you can even see it in the background. It's just sitting up so high. It's just too high. I mean, for my taste. But I can show you how I did that. But also one thing involves is cutting a little bit of the front bumper. So I did have to. I mean, you can see the stock. What was that stock? I'll have the stock stickers on because mainly I want to show how I was cutting it away, so you'll be able to see. Kind of where I cut away. So you had to come up here. It was about halfway, all the way across. So it comes up, and you got to bring this piece up here. This overall just helps you get the clearance you need because you'll rub right here too. So you get this up, and you come across. I mean, you don't have to be perfect, but I took it about right about there. And then it sits nicely down inside there, and then that gives it the height that you need to get that done. And then the front post, I took down 4. I cut off 4 of these right here, right at the bottom. So I mean, you can see just how long they are, and they don't give you any room to adjust. So you pretty much have to cut that off. And to get this look, if you're willing to do what I did to the body, it's 4 pegs off in the front. Go. You see we go up from the bottom. So this is the last peg. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It's right here, and it's weak in that area. You just my wire cutter and just kind of notched it around, and I brought my little saw and just hit it real quick and chopped it off. Dremel would work too, but my kids were asleep and I wasn't trying to make a ton of noise. But this, definitely. Oh, in the back it's 5. So front was 4, the back was 5. And again, you might be able to get away with 4 on here, but I mean, I didn't want it resting right on top of that arm in case the arm pivots up or anything. So, but it's makes a big. Like I said, you've seen the difference it makes. It's definitely a nice upgrade. So, but I did have a chance to run this truck, man, and I have a first run video. I'll post that. I talked about the truck in the first run and my first impressions of it on that. So, I'm not really going to get into that right now, but I will tell you here, and part of the unboxing video, you're going to want some extra batteries. You're going to want either upgraded batteries or at least another set of those. First run video today lasted about 8 minutes. Now granted, I was wound out, going through a big field. There was no restrictions, no speed, nothing really in my way, nothing to slow my speed down is what I meant to say. So granted it's going to be low, but 8 minutes, it was a little lower than I thought it was going to be. But I also didn't think about, getting it out like that. I had that trigger down for most of the time, so it held. I mean, it was solid. It ran through its batteries. The motor held up. The motor was hot, but it was also about 84 degrees outside today, so it got all the way through it. Motor was blazing when I got done. ESC really wasn't. So I mean, I don't even really want to get into that whole overgear, undergeared. It's a whole other scale of, class of vehicle that I'm not really used to messing with, but I'm going to kind of learn as I go. I'm assuming all the motor stuff is all the same except for the size and the weight, because this thing does have some weight to it, man. You got to be careful with that. So upgrade the motor, which is a must for me. I mean, it's fast. It's just it's not as fast as I really want it to be. I like to be a little more impressive and pulling wheelies and all on me, and it didn't do that, and I know it can. It's just, it's a heavy truck, so it's going to take a little bit, and they do put the motor and everything up front. I don't know if that's for weight distribution or what, but I want to be able to, if I slam that trigger, I want to be able to get this up a little bit. I mean, that'd be pretty impressive, so that's what I'm shooting for. So maybe a little longer can motor, something along that line to get in there. Don't know if I want to go the whole Kershaw route yet with the bigger motor mount and the 8S option. Even if I run it on 6, I just don't know if I want to go that route yet. There's also supports for this thing that mount right here and go to the back brace. I actually have some coming. They're on the stock design as of right now, but they're actually in the process of taking it down because it's an upgrade, they said. So they're sending me some. They're sending a couple of my customers some that were some of the original ones when I brought that up, but they're also fixing the listing now, and they're going to have it reflect this one now. So I would recommend maybe the upgrade. I mean, I don't know how weak this is, but I want that support on mine, so once it gets here, I'll install that. But where I'm going at with this is, if I heard that you've put the Kershaw design on, you might lose that option. Maybe because it bolts on these two holes or what. I have to go look at it again and get a real good picture of it. But just I know I was told that by the guy that there was something on the front I couldn't use. So it's gonna be a little disappointing if if that's the only way I can get some extra power out of this thing, and I gotta take a hit on this. But I am going to be doing aluminum shock towers and things, so it will be a little more sturdy out the gate, so maybe that won't be an issue. So like I said, it's all hearsay right now until we start tearing in these things. Might make a separate video with the aluminum upgrades. So just kind of wanted to give you guys an overview of the truck, and again, some things you can do with it, and kind of a way to make it look a little bit better. One thing it did do is took away the lowering this thing. It took away the flex because these things are so tall. You had more play and more flex. Had a tough time getting the body pin in because it was sitting up high the way it is right now. So it was wouldn't let the body pin expose. So I just took my drill bit and took the body off and kind of bored it out and upward a little bit so that the pin could go in at more of an upward slope. I only had to really do it on the one, but I did it on both just so it was even and they weren't pressing any harder than the other. Rears are fine. There's no issues there. So, but I mean, that's unfortunately being lowered. You're taking yourself down a little further, and it's just not giving you the room, the flexibility that you have when it's sitting up that high. So, although much better looking. I mean, it looks like it. Does it not look like another truck? Alright, well, that's what I got today, guys. It's a Rampage XTE. It's a beast. Like I said, I mean, it took me a couple days to get this done. I really wanted to get the run video done and have it kind of incorporated, but I think it's not necessary right now. I'll have that separately, and do the aluminum upgrade video separately as well. Just that way, if someone's looking in, tunes in, they don't have to watch something they're really not interested in. So, all right, guys.